It makes more sense that the cast in an Oceans movie is female, as chicks are more attracted to jewelry than dudes.
You got something for me, something you call love, but confess.
Ocean's 8 is the first movie in the franchise not to be directed by Steven Soderbergh, but by Gary Ross, and is the fourth installment in the Oceans franchise overall, and this one's a little different from its predecessors, as it has an entire female cast this time round. The heist crew have vaginas instead of dicks this time, and after watching this movie, this franchise deserved an all-female cast from its first installment. So Ocean's 8 tells the story of Danny Ocean's sister Debbie Ocean, played by Sandra Bullock, and after she's out of jail, she has been planning the most grandiose heist ever to exist, to steal this necklace that is worth $150 freaking million. So everything's riding on this heist to succeed. So she enlists the help of a team of all women in a cast which includes Cate Blanchett and Anne Hathaway, and it's a change in the franchise for the better. If I absolutely loved Ocean's 8, you'd think I'd also be a lover of the original Ocean's trilogy. Well, sadly, guys, that isn't the case. I never cared for the original Ocean's trilogy. I have no nostalgia from it. So with the exception of Ocean's 11, Ocean's 11 is a solid heist movie, albeit not the masterpiece that the fans make it out to be. But to me, that one's the most watchable of the original Ocean's trilogy. Ocean's 12, piece of shit, frickin' hated it. Although Ocean's 13 was a minor step up from Ocean's 12, but I still... it's still a forgettable and underwhelming conclusion to that trilogy. So yeah, am I in the minority or something? I don't get the love for the original three movies. This movie is nothing like Ghostbusters 2016. Unlike that movie, it does girl power right, and Ghostbusters 2016 was a reboot and rehash. Ocean's 8 is a sequel, and an awesome sequel of that. And while I'm giving this movie a rave review, the critics are sadly sort of mixed on this movie. It has just a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. That score, that's far too freaking low. If it was down to me, that score would be the highest Rotten Tomatoes score in the entire Oceans franchise. Don't the critics know the best in the franchise when they see it? And that's what this movie is to me, the best in the franchise. Ocean's 8 is so good. I absolutely love this movie, and it's ever so underrated. And Kat from Rented Fashion, she was curious to hear my thoughts on this movie. Well, Kat, you'll be delighted to hear I couldn't recommend this movie more. I guess the haters of this movie are those who have nostalgia towards the original Oceans trilogy and don't want to see the franchise switch agendas. They're harshly judging it as a Ghostbusters 2016. They're just like, whoa, it's just the Ghostbusters 2016 all over again, and why did we need an all-female Oceans movie? Wasn't the original trilogy fine as it was? I'm sorry, haters, but the original Oceans movies, to me at least, weren't sacred. Nor were they great movies by any stretch. So this movie was needed, as I'm relieved we have this movie. The original films had room for improvement, and it made no sense to me why the original cast was male, with the exception of Julia Roberts. She was the one female member, but the rest of them were dudes. Why have a heist movie with an all-male cast? An all-female cast makes far more sense, as women are more attracted to jewelry. So So there, a all-female cast for this type of movie does work better. I guess the original movies just had an all-male cast just because men were, the front and center stars in blockbusters back then. But thankfully, Hollywood has come so far nowadays when it comes to lead women in movies. So personally, this was a superior movie than the original three combined. I guess I was hating on and slamming the Ghostbusters reboot so much, as the original Ghostbusters is a flawless, timeless classic that has no need to be rehashed. The original Ocean's movies weren't perfect in my eyes, so a fourth movie with an all-female cast was exactly what I was looking for. It's a awesome change. Sandra Bullock's Debbie Ocean and her team of ladies are far more badass than George Clooney's team ever was in the original movies. Because Sandra Bullock it turns out to be Debbie Ocean, the sister of Danny Ocean. That helps this movie wonderfully tie into the original films, and it gives the heist that she's planning, some personal weight. And Sandra Bullock, she's freaking awesome throughout this entire movie. She's perfect. She's perfect in any role she's in. It shows she's one of the greatest actresses working in Hollywood today. She defied gravity itself in Gravity, and now she's the mastermind behind the most epic bank heist in eternity. And Cate Blanchett, she's terrific. Anne Hathaway is also terrific, and even Rihanna is good in a movie. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Rihanna was so great in this movie. The ladies in this movie, the cast, they kicked freaking ass. Their performances, I'll go as far as saying they're Oscar worthy. And the heist itself, as I said, because Debbie is Danny Ocean's sister, she's carrying out heists just like her brother did back in the past. She knows her shit when it comes to heists. You're praying she steals this damn necklace. You're praying she succeeds, as it's personal. It's harmless. She's still a caring and kinder lady, despite what you may think. And when the heist itself goes down, it's the most smartly staged and most glamorous heist I have ever seen in a movie, period. It tops even the Gringotts heist from Deathly Hallows Part 2. Can you picture if these ladies used the Gringotts dragon to just smash the fucking bank down to get the necklace? That would be epic. But yeah, this heist, it's glamorous with gorgeous dresses, just stunning sets. It may not be a CGI heavy blockbuster. It's a smaller scale heist movie, but it's the most gorgeous movie visually of 2018. And I cared so much about this particular heist that I was on my toes. My anxiety was rising to literally this high. I was like, are they gonna get caught? So oh shit, I'm gonna have to step in. I fancied being that character, I fancied being that character, that one male member of this all-female team that actually got them inside the bank with a key shaped like an 8. Since this is Ocean's 8, it's appropriate, and I would also be willing to, lay down my freedom for these ladies. I would take the blame for the heist. I would get thrown in jail and serve no matter how many years. It'll be worth it. So Debbie can get the necklace and she can achieve everything as she deserves. Yep, I don't have a negative with this movie, not even a minor one. I'm the first critic on YouTube to call Ocean's 8 perfect. So please go and see Ocean's 8. Pay no attention to the haters. This is the greatest Ocean's movie that we may ever receive. Gary Ross, thank you, man. You took this franchise in an original direction. I like you better as a director than Steven Sonnenberg, and this movie is extremely high on my top 10 best movies of 2018. Certainly most underrated movie of 2018. I give Ocean's 8 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever. So yeah, it's my favourite movie of 2018. I don't get the hate for it, and it's the one movie this summer that I'll go and see multiple times. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what did you think of Ocean's 8? Am I too generous to this movie, or are you siding with me in that it's underrated and the best in the franchise? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, finally. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.